if you look in the upper right. So very quickly their points are ticking up, and if we don't do something soon, it's going to be a bad day for us, because we'll lose. And that will be bad. But it looks like they're really low on anti-tank stuff. Just don't have anything to stand up to our tanks, and so we're really not having any trouble driving up our Panzer IV and our Panzer III, just shelling whatever we want to shell. His Panzer IV just killed like a squad and a half. 2 squads at this point. 2.5 squads. I don't know how many, like, huge amounts of killing going on to the tanks, and I have to admit that lollybo was correct. They're pushing through on this side.
I am a TychoCelchuuu master.
Ended up working, so he's gloating a bit about that. We're taking that rightmost point, and I'm taking this leftmost point also, and you notice all my infantry doing all the work.
Holy, that's interesting. I guarantee you that ramp is mine.
Lollybo telling me that he guarantees the ramp is mine. I'm arguing that no,
the ramp is going to be
maybe
mine.
not.
I guarantee.
And he's still insisting, so we'll find out. Speaking of mines, he's losing a ton of people in front of his Panzer IV to anti-personnel mines. He's like, no, stop running. But that was.
You can use your
That was like the last of them.
You can use your tank as an anti-infantry mine.
And so. Yeah, here's the thing where the hill is coming into play.
This is another choke.
It's tough for them. Whoa, yeah, that's a 25 pounder attack. And artillery, there's a lot of talking going on. These guys are dead. Oh, are they? No, one of them is dead. That's actually really bad place to congregate infantry, by the way, if you ever think about it, because they can just throw grenades down on you the entire day, and you can't really do much back. You can try and throw grenades up, but it's very, very difficult compared to just throwing grenades down. So do not try and take cover there unless you hug against the wall, and even then it's very bad. Lollybo almost gets killed by that rocket launcher dude, but yeah, and we're really owning them with our tanks. And they're just having a lot of difficulty fighting against the tanks. They should probably have invested more in, I think, AT guns. Like 17 pounders is the big thing. That might be a 6 pounder right there. They should have invested more in 17 pounders, I think, and less rocket launchers. They've gotten a lot of 6 pounders, which, those are stopgaps. But I think you really need a 17 pounder, because a 17 pounder likely gonna punch through in the first shot on a German tank, or at least it's gonna punch through in the first few shots. 6 pounder, you really have to get lucky to penetrate once those tanks start getting heavier. They're still to take on light AT guns, and they're much better against infantry because they fire and reload so fast. But against the heavier tanks, I really think the British want to buy their 17 pounder AT guns. You can, of course, rely on Piat infantry and stuff, and submachine gun infantry, and hit them with AT grenades and bazookas and stuff like that. But I think it's much safer to buy a 17 pounder and just sit back and shell them. But Lollybo losing about a squad to mines. But look, 3,500 points for them, so they're counting up. They're halfway to their points that they need to win, because if we don't beat them here in points by the end of the time limit, we're going to lose, because we don't get a chance to make up points the way that they're getting a chance right now. And he's doing a pretty good job defending this point right here, just throwing grenades at me as I try and come up this ramp, and it's working quite well for him. And I should really repair my Panzer III at one of these points, and so now I'm repairing him. His track has been knocked out since God knows how long. And I come from the Soviet Russia school of taking points, which is throw people at them until it's no longer a problem. And that is, of course, what I'm doing right now, and it's what I've been doing for quite a while. And sometimes it works quite well, as you see. Many, although not all, of my people are getting here without having died a brutal, horrific death along the way. And in fact, their life expectancy was almost 30 seconds on that point. So that was really impressive, and if we're lucky, I can improve that to 32 seconds next time, maybe even 34. So that's really great news, hopefully, for the people, this entire squad of submachine gun infantry that I'm sending there right now. And again, a 6 pounder. Really got to quibble with the AT guns I'm buying. Certainly 6 pounder cheaper, but in terms of bang for your buck, the 17 pounder.
I stole their machine
17 pounder is a very large bang, and for not a lot more bucks. So yep, think about it. There's an ammo truck parked there for some reason, presumably to lay, not an ammo truck, that's an engineering truck. That's how we lay these tank traps. And so if we want to send a tank up there, that ramp, we could not. There are tank traps. And once again, the Soviet Russia school of attacking a point, I'm just sending these submachine gun infantry at it, and throwing a bunch of grenades is what happens. That's what I'm trying, because it costs me nothing, and he's responding in kind, so good micro from my opponent. Nice job there.
They steal their 6 pounder.
A lot about pointing out, steal their 6 pounder. I'm like, what? 6 pounder? Steal? I'm all over stealing, and like, all you have to say is steal there, and like I'll instantly start looking for something to steal. Like you don't even have to say 6-pounder. I'm like, you have me at steal, and somehow there's a 6-pounder that lollybo managed to decrew, and he tells me to steal it because I have infantry nearby. But even if he hadn't, I probably would have taken it before I got it anyways, because I just love stealing things. But not in real life. 4,000 points.
So
we have made it to 67,000 points because we get points for killing stuff too. It's not like we can't make any points right now. But yeah, 2,500 more points and they're gonna win. So we have to get off our asses and kill.
Oh shit! Down my neck.
Lollybo's fond of asking people to shit down his neck. But yeah. On the left you saw I was sending those people up the meat grinder and killed, and here is repositioning his 6-pounder, trying to get away from lollybo. Lollybo manages to decrew the 6-pounder but not kill it, but that gives my 6-pounder a chance to reposition and kill his 6-pounder. So even if lollybo hadn't have done anything right there, I think I might have been able to get a drop on him because he's repositioning.
Did you demine the center yet? Is it free of
And yes, it was totally free of mines. None of my infantry hit any mines coming up. Although, to be fair, we don't know if it's free of anti-tank mines, and I guess we're about to find out because I just told lollybo it was free, and so he's driving up.
Okay, don't take explosions yet. Not good.
Yeah, and it turns out it was free. So, good. Very good. Once again, another squad of submachine gun infantry.
Alright, let's blitzkrieg across
I tell them to move to the left. And so I'm telling lollybo, look, they only need 2,000 more points, and we only have 10 minutes to do this thing, so we really gotta do it. And so he's like, alright, let's blitzkrieg along the left. I'm pulling up all my people.
Fuck me.
And unfortunately, his Panzer IV gets destroyed, so that's not good. And I am actually noticing, like, surprise, even though we've taken this point on the right, there's like a whole bunch of people here, so I'm like, maybe we should clear this out before we start doing some other stuff. So I'm like, let's shoot through this building, and not really thinking it through, because I just killed 3 of my guys by hitting that corner right when my men were there. I was a little overwhelmed at this point, but I was like, let's just do this. My riflemen get cut down immediately. Turns out they still have a sizable defense there, so we're going to have to probably hit that from the side.
Alright, let's cut across the
what I'm telling lollybo right now. And yeah, you know, if you want to make an omelet, you gotta break some eggs. If you want to take the point, you gotta lose hundreds and hundreds of men in the process. And look, my Panzer III is repaired. This mortar is annoying me, so I decided let's take it out with my Panzer III, and hopefully it doesn't have any anti-tank. Really lacking in the anti-tank for our opponents in this game. That's the #1 thing I tell them to improve on. But as I say that, boom, Cromwell owned me out from nowhere. But yeah, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen with this Cromwell? He's driving really close. I have a feeling something bad's gonna happen with this Cromwell because he's driving incredibly close. And look at that mortar. Look at that cheeky mortar repositioning right there.
You can just go to Panther if you want to keep the Cromwell.
And suddenly things aren't looking too hot for us. Their defensive line is looking extremely strong in every place, and every time I pro, my men just die horrible, horrible deaths there.
Wait, what? Why can't we get Panzer Shred?
They're at 5,000 points, we're at 7,000 points, so, you know, still counting up.